When gratitude becomes a block. You've been told that gratitude is the key to abundance. So you've been practicing gratitude religiously. Every morning, you list what you're grateful for. You say thank you for what you have. You try to feel grateful even when you're struggling. But instead of abundance flowing to you, you feel more stuck than ever. Here's what nobody's telling you. Forced gratitude doesn't attract abundance, it blocks it. When you're performing gratitude that you don't genuinely feel, you're sending mixed signals to the quantum field. And mixed signals create resistance, not flow. The field doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you actually feel. And fake gratitude sends a very clear message: I'm not abundant. I'm pretending. Let me explain the quantum mechanics of why forced gratitude backfires. Gratitude is indeed one of the most powerful frequencies for attracting abundance, but only when it's genuine. Real gratitude is a high-frequency state of appreciation, fullness, and recognition of what is. It creates coherence in your energy field, which the quantum field responds to by delivering more experiences that match that frequency. But forced gratitude, gratitude you're trying to feel because you think you should, creates incoherence. You're saying one thing with your words while feeling another thing in your body. This incoherence is what blocks abundance. The quantum field operates on coherence, alignment between your thoughts, emotions, and energy. When all parts of you are broadcasting the same signal, manifestation happens naturally. But when your mind is saying, I'm so grateful, while your body is feeling, this isn't enough, or I'm scared, or I'm pretending, you're broadcasting static. The field receives contradictory information and can't organize reality clearly in response. It's like trying to tune into a radio station that's broadcasting two different songs simultaneously. All you get is noise. Here's what happens energetically when you force gratitude. You're experiencing lack, worry, or dissatisfaction, which are real, valid feelings. But you've been taught that these feelings are negative and will block your manifestation. So you try to override them with gratitude. You make lists of what you're grateful for, but underneath, you're still feeling the lack. This creates a split in your energy field. Part of you is genuinely worried about money. Part of you is performing gratitude. Neither part is fully present or coherent. And this split state is what actually blocks abundance, not the original feeling of lack. The irony is that if you had just allowed yourself to feel the lack without judgment, acknowledged it, and moved through it naturally, it would have passed and your energy would have returned to coherence. But by forcing gratitude on top of lack, you create a layered energetic state where you're trapped in both, the lack you're trying to hide and the fake gratitude you're trying to project. This double bind is exhausting and completely ineffective for manifestation. Forced gratitude also creates what I call spiritual bypassing around money. Instead of looking at your actual financial situation and taking aligned action, you're using gratitude as a way to avoid the discomfort of your reality. I should just be grateful for what I have becomes an excuse not to want more, not to take risks, not to claim what you actually desire. You've turned gratitude into a tool for staying small rather than a frequency for expanding into abundance. Another problem with forced gratitude is that it often comes from a place of desperation. You're grateful because you think it will manipulate the universe into giving you what you want. If I'm grateful enough, the universe has to reward me with more. This transactional gratitude is not actually gratitude at all. It's manipulation with a spiritual veneer. And the quantum field doesn't respond to manipulation. It responds to genuine frequency. When your gratitude is actually just disguised desperation for things to change, the field receives the desperation signal, not the gratitude signal. Real gratitude doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like you're trying to convince yourself of something. It arises naturally when you're genuinely present with something good in your life. It's spontaneous appreciation, not manufactured positivity. When you force yourself through a gratitude practice that feels empty or false, you're training yourself to disconnect from genuine feeling, which is the opposite of what manifestation requires. Manifestation requires you to be deeply connected to your authentic emotional state and broadcast that genuinely. Forced gratitude trains inauthenticity. The quantum explanation for why this matters is that the field responds to your vibrational signature, not your words or thoughts. Your vibrational signature is the sum total of what you're actually feeling and being in each moment. When there's a mismatch between what you're saying and what you're feeling, the field receives the feeling, not the saying. So all your forced gratitude affirmations are being overridden by the actual frequency you're broadcasting, which is, I'm trying to feel something I don't feel, which means I don't have what I want. The frequency of authentic versus forced gratitude. To understand why forced gratitude blocks abundance while authentic gratitude attracts it, we need to look at the actual frequency signature of each state. Frequency isn't just a metaphor, it's the actual energetic vibration your body and energy field emit. And authentic gratitude has a completely different frequency signature than forced gratitude, which is why they create opposite results in your manifestation. Authentic gratitude has a frequency of fullness, expansion, and presence. When you're genuinely grateful, maybe you're holding your child, or witnessing a beautiful sunset, or receiving unexpected kindness, your heart opens, your breath deepens, your body relaxes. There's a felt sense of abundance in that moment, a recognition that life is giving you something valuable. This is a high-frequency state characterized by openness, receptivity, and trust. Your energy field expands, creating more capacity to receive. The quantum field reads this signature as abundant, open, receptive, and responds by organizing more experiences that match. Forced gratitude has a completely different frequency signature. It's characterized by contraction, effort, and disconnection from your authentic feeling. Your mind is saying, I'm grateful, but your body is tense, your breath is shallow, and there's an underlying anxiety or dissatisfaction. You're trying to feel something you don't feel, which creates internal conflict. This conflict registers as incoherence in your energy field, different parts of you broadcasting different signals. The quantum field reads this as confusion and can't respond with clear manifestation. Another crucial difference is the quality of presence. Authentic gratitude happens in the present moment. You're genuinely appreciating something that's here now. This present moment focus is powerful for manifestation because the quantum field exists in the now. When you're fully present with genuine appreciation, you're aligned with the field's natural state. But forced gratitude is usually future-oriented. I'm being grateful now so that I'll get more later. This future focus takes you out of the present moment and into a state of lack disguised as gratitude. The field receives the lack signal, not the abundance signal. The emotional texture is also different. Authentic gratitude feels warm, soft, open-hearted. There's a quality of surrender and trust. You're not trying to make anything happen, you're simply allowing yourself to appreciate what is. Forced gratitude feels rigid, performative, anxious. There's an underlying effort and a sense that you have to do it right or it won't work. This anxiety about doing gratitude correctly is itself a low-frequency state that contradicts the high frequency you're trying to generate. Energetically, authentic gratitude creates what's called coherent resonance, all parts of your system aligned and vibrating together. Your thoughts, emotions, body sensations, and energy field are all saying the same thing. This is good. I appreciate this. I feel full. This coherent state has power. It's focused, clear, and strong. The quantum field responds powerfully to coherence because there's no mixed signal to interpret. The message is clear. Forced gratitude creates what's called incoherent interference. Different parts of your system contradicting each other. Your words say gratitude, but your emotions say lack. Your mind says abundance, but your body says fear. These contradictory signals interfere with each other like sound waves canceling each other out. The result is energetic static that has no clear direction or power. The quantum field can't respond clearly to incoherent signals, so manifestation either doesn't happen or happens in confused, mixed ways. There's also the element of authenticity versus performance. Authentic gratitude is true. You're experiencing genuine appreciation for something real. This truth has energetic integrity. Truth resonates clearly. Performance, even well-intentioned performance, lacks this integrity. When you're performing gratitude, trying to feel something you think you should feel, there's a quality of falseness that your energy field broadcasts. The quantum field doesn't judge this as good or bad, but it does reflect back the quality of performance, experiences that are also somewhat false or unsatisfying. The nervous system response is different too. Authentic gratitude activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state associated with safety, relaxation, and openness. This is the optimal state for receiving abundance. Forced gratitude, because it involves trying and efforting, often keeps you in sympathetic activation, the stress state associated with striving, control, and closing down. You can't receive effectively from a stressed state, which is why forced gratitude practices often leave you feeling more depleted than abundant. The spiritual bypass of toxic positivity, gratitude. One of the most damaging aspects of forced gratitude is how it's been weaponized as toxic positivity in spiritual and manifestation communities. You're taught that negative emotions are dangerous, that acknowledging lack will create more lack, that you must maintain positive vibration at all costs. This teaching has turned gratitude from a natural, beautiful frequency into a tool of emotional suppression that actually blocks the very abundance you're seeking. The toxic positivity version of gratitude says, "You have so much to be grateful for, stop complaining about what you don't have." This invalidates your real experience. Maybe you do have things to be grateful for, a roof over your head, food on the table. But maybe you're also genuinely struggling financially, stressed about bills, worried about your future. Both things are true simultaneously. When you force yourself to focus only on gratitude and deny the struggle, you're not transcending the struggle, you're suppressing it. And suppressed energy doesn't disappear. It stays in your system as energetic density that blocks flow. This spiritual bypassing creates a pattern where you're not allowed to acknowledge what's really happening in your life. You're stuck at the same income level, but you have to be grateful. You're overworked and underpaid, but you have to focus on blessings. You're in financial stress, but expressing that is seen as low vibration. So you learn to paste a smile over your pain, to perform gratitude while internally screaming. This disconnect between your authentic experience and your performed emotions creates massive incoherence that absolutely blocks abundance. What's worse is that this toxic gratitude shuts down your ability to change your situation. When you're constantly telling yourself, "I should just be grateful for what I have," you're essentially training yourself not to want more, not to advocate for yourself, not to take risks for greater abundance. Gratitude becomes a cage that keeps you accepting less than you deserve. Real gratitude doesn't prevent growth, it celebrates what is while remaining open to more. Toxic gratitude uses appreciation as a reason to stay stuck. The quantum field doesn't care about your positivity performance. It responds to your authentic, energetic state. When you're suppressing real feelings under forced gratitude, your authentic state is actually struggling and pretending not to be. That's the signal you're broadcasting. The field will mirror back circumstances that match that energy. Situations where you have to pretend things are fine when they're not. Opportunities that look good on the surface but feel hollow. Relationships where you can't be authentic about your needs. Another problem with toxic positivity gratitude is that it creates shame around your authentic desires. You want more money, but you feel guilty for wanting more when you should be grateful for what you have. This shame around desire is itself a block. Desire is a powerful manifesting force. It shows you what wants to come through you, what you're being called to create. When you shame your desires by hiding them under performed gratitude, you cut yourself off from the very energy that would help you manifest abundance. Real gratitude and authentic desire are not opposites, they coexist beautifully. You can genuinely appreciate what you have and genuinely desire more. In fact, this state, appreciating the present while excited about the future, is one of the most powerful manifesting frequencies. But toxic positivity tells you that wanting more means you're not grateful enough, creating an impossible bind. You're either grateful and stuck, or desiring and ungrateful. This false choice blocks the natural flow between appreciation and aspiration. The spiritual bypass of forced gratitude also prevents you from taking necessary practical action. When you're in genuine financial struggle, sometimes what you need isn't more gratitude practice, it's to create a budget, get support, learn new skills, have difficult conversations, or make hard changes. But if you've been taught that the solution to all problems is more gratitude, you might avoid these practical steps, believing that the right vibration alone will shift everything. This magical thinking leaves you passive when action is needed, which obviously blocks the abundance that could come through aligned effort. The path to coherent, abundant gratitude. So if forced gratitude blocks abundance, how do you practice gratitude in a way that actually supports manifestation? The key is quantum coherence, aligning your gratitude practice with your authentic emotional state rather than trying to override it. Here's how to cultivate gratitude that genuinely raises your frequency and attracts abundance. The first principle is permission to feel what you actually feel. If you're struggling financially, acknowledge it. I'm stressed about money right now. This is hard. Don't judge these feelings as wrong or low vibe. They're real, and they're information. When you allow yourself to feel and acknowledge difficulty without resistance, something interesting happens. The feeling moves through you and naturally shifts. But when you try to cover it with forced gratitude, you trap the difficult feeling in your system. Authentic gratitude often arises naturally after you've allowed yourself to be real about what's hard. The second principle is specificity over generality. Generic gratitude lists, "I'm grateful for my family, my health, my home," often feel empty because they're too abstract. Instead, get specific about moments that genuinely touched you. "I'm grateful for how my friend listened to me yesterday without trying to fix me." This specific appreciation connects to a real experience and real emotion, which means it has genuine frequency. The quantum field responds to specificity because specific appreciation is authentic appreciation. Practice what I call discovery gratitude rather than obligation gratitude. Instead of sitting down to force yourself through a gratitude list, move through your day with awareness, and notice when genuine appreciation naturally arises. Maybe you see morning light on the wall and feel a moment of beauty. Maybe you taste really good coffee. Maybe someone smiles at you unexpectedly. These micro-moments of authentic gratitude, when you actually notice and feel them, accumulate into a genuine high-frequency state. You're not trying to manufacture gratitude, you're discovering it in your actual experience. Another powerful approach is gratitude for what you're becoming rather than only for what you have. You can genuinely appreciate the courage you're showing by facing your financial challenges. You can appreciate your commitment to growth. You can be grateful for the wisdom you're gaining through difficulty. This type of gratitude doesn't deny struggle, it acknowledges the gold within it. And because it's genuine, you really are becoming stronger, wiser, more resilient. It broadcasts authentic high frequency. Practice end-of-day reflection rather than forced morning lists. Before sleep, review your day and notice what you genuinely appreciated. Don't force it. If nothing comes, that's okay. But usually, you'll find moments you can authentically appreciate. This practice trains your brain to notice good things, which shifts your perception over time. But because you're reflecting on real experiences, the gratitude is genuine, which means it has the coherent frequency that attracts more good. Use gratitude as fuel for desire, not suppression of desire. When you appreciate what you have, let that fullness inspire your vision for more. "I'm so grateful for this comfortable bed. I'm excited about creating a home where everything feels this nurturing." You're not choosing between gratitude and desire, you're letting them dance together. This creates a powerful frequency of "I appreciate what is, and I'm open to more," which is incredibly magnetic for abundance. Embody gratitude physically rather than just thinking it. When you feel genuine appreciation for something, place your hand on your heart, breathe deeply, let your body really feel the goodness. This somatic engagement makes the gratitude real in your nervous system and energy field, not just a mental concept. Your body's felt experience is what broadcasts frequency, so embodied gratitude is far more powerful than mental gratitude. Finally, release the outcome attachment from your gratitude practice. Don't be grateful in order to get more. Be grateful because something genuinely touches you. When gratitude becomes transactional, "I'll be grateful so the universe gives me what I want," it loses its power. But when gratitude is simply honest appreciation with no agenda, it naturally raises your frequency and opens you to receiving. The abundance comes not because you earned it through gratitude points, but because genuine appreciation is a high-frequency state that's aligned with abundance. Living in authentic abundance frequency. Once you've shifted from forced gratitude to authentic appreciation, everything changes. You're no longer performing a spiritual practice to manipulate outcomes. You're living in a genuine frequency of appreciation that naturally attracts abundance because it's coherent, real, and aligned. Here's what life looks like when you've made this shift and how to sustain it. The first sign is that gratitude stops feeling like work. You're not forcing yourself through practices or guilting yourself when you skip them. Instead, appreciation arises spontaneously throughout your day. You notice beauty, connection, and goodness not because you're trying to, but because your awareness has naturally opened to what's present. This effortless gratitude is powerful because it's real. It's not a technique you're employing, it's who you're becoming. You also notice that you can be grateful and want more without contradiction. You appreciate your current income while working toward higher income. You love your current home while desiring more space. You're thankful for your current clients while calling in better aligned ones. This both-and state is the sweet spot for manifestation. You're not waiting to be happy until you have more, but you're not suppressing desire under performed contentment. Both appreciation and aspiration flow naturally. Your emotional range expands rather than contracts. Instead of forcing positivity and suppressing difficult feelings, you allow yourself to feel the full spectrum. Gratitude when it's genuine, disappointment when it's real, excitement when it arises, fear when it's present. This emotional authenticity creates coherence because you're not split between what you're feeling and what you're showing. And ironically, when you stop trying to force good feelings, you actually experience more genuine good feelings because you're not blocking your natural flow. You start noticing that abundance shows up more easily. Not because you're doing gratitude practices correctly, but because your energy field is coherent and clear. When you're broadcasting authenticity, genuine appreciation when you feel it, honest acknowledgement when you're struggling, the quantum field can respond clearly. Your manifestations become cleaner, more aligned, more satisfying because they're matching your true frequency rather than your performed one. Your gratitude becomes present-focused rather than future-manipulating. You're not grateful now so that you'll be rewarded later. You're appreciating what's here now simply because it's genuinely good. This present-moment orientation is key to quantum manifestation because the field exists in the now. When you're fully present with authentic appreciation, you're in vibrational alignment with the field's natural state, which is where co-creation happens. You also develop discernment about when to appreciate and when to change. Sometimes the most aligned response to a situation isn't gratitude, it's boundary setting, walking away, or taking bold action. You're no longer using gratitude as a spiritual bypass to avoid necessary changes. You can appreciate the lesson in a difficult client relationship while ending it. You can be grateful for what a job taught you while leaving for better opportunities. Gratitude and empowered action coexist. Your nervous system becomes more regulated because you're no longer creating the stress of emotional performance. When you were forcing gratitude, your system was in constant low-level stress from the effort of pretending. Now that you're allowing authenticity, your nervous system can relax into genuineness. This regulation itself is a high-frequency state that attracts abundance because regulated nervous systems make clear decisions, take aligned action, and can actually receive without sabotaging. You notice that others respond differently to you. When you were performing gratitude and positivity, people could feel the inauthenticity even if they couldn't name it. It created subtle distance or distrust. But when you're genuine, grateful when you feel it, honest when you don't, people feel safe with you. This authenticity attracts deeper connections, better opportunities, and aligned relationships. People want to support and collaborate with someone who's real, not someone who's performing. Perhaps most importantly, you develop a kind of radical trust in your own experience. You no longer second-guess your feelings or try to force yourself into higher vibration states. You trust that whatever you're authentically feeling is information, is part of your process, is okay. This self-trust is itself a high frequency that attracts abundance because the quantum field responds powerfully to internal coherence and self-acceptance. Living in authentic abundance frequency means you've stopped trying to manipulate the universe through spiritual techniques and started showing up genuinely as you are. And paradoxically, this dropping of manipulation is what allows real manifestation to occur. Because the field doesn't respond to your techniques, it responds to your truth. When your gratitude is true, when your desires are true, when your whole being is broadcasting coherent authenticity, abundance flows naturally. Not because you've earned it or done it right, but because authenticity is the frequency abundance resonates with. Be real, be grateful when it's genuine, and watch how the quantum field responds to your coherence with experiences that match your true frequency.